guys, it's Annabelle and Becky, and we're just going to talk to you really quickly about the launch of the new Grammar Hammer. So, first of all, why has it changed slightly? The layout of Grammar Hammer before was not clear, and we found that the children found it really difficult to know where to answer questions, and it wasn't accessible by children, especially those SEN and lower ability. It was quite a confusing document in itself. The marks given weren't always clear, so it wasn't always sure whether it was 1 mark, 2 marks, and that made it more difficult for the children. And they was a little bit dated, so the language used isn't applicable now, basically, so connective rather than conjunction. Becky's going to talk a little bit about like how and when it's going to start and when we are going to launch it.
Okay, so the how, we've created them so they're on a new format now. They've got a nice red border to link to, obviously, Red Lane and Macefield. And marks are provided that are clear. All of them are 1 mark with the exception of a couple which can be 2 marks. Okay, and the only thing I want to mention though is when you print it off, is because it is double-sided, because we've made it so clear and we've spread it out a little bit more, it may be that you need to print it from 2-sided to 1-sided. Okay, that'll become clear about when I talk about what it looks like in practice. So if I just go on to that, so Key Stage 2 will complete it fortnightly and begin week the 8th of March. Okay, so that's in the Succeed strategy. It should start next week. Okay, so for example, if it's going to be on a fortnightly basis, it'll be on a 2-weekly cycle. Okay, so on week 1, a teacher will take a group, and if needed, the TA will also take a group, and they'll teach a grammar skill. So if, for example, you notice that your children need to work on inverted commas, okay, you will do a mini grammar little lesson for that group and go over that, okay, depending on what stage they're on. Okay, the other groups will then be completing the Grammar Hammer that they're on independently. Okay, the week after that will swap round. So if in your class you've got stages 2 to 5, okay, on week 1, for example, stages 2 and 3 will work with the teacher and TA, whilst stages 4 and 5 will do their independent Grammar Hammer task, and then next week those groups will swap round. Obviously, this will depend on the range of stages you've got in your class. Okay, so it may not be that the teacher and TA are needed to work with a particular stage. It may be that the TA bobs round and just supervises the other children filling in that sheet independently. These will also be stuck into the Red English Skills book once every fortnight, so we should see that. If you want to, you can purple pen mark it with your children. That's absolutely fine, as it's really useful for them to go through it and spot their mistakes, and really helpful for you to know where those gaps are and what you need to teach them the week after.
Okay, in Key Stage 1, Year 1 will not be completing Grammar Hammer, as the grammar is covered through the Read Write Inc scheme. In Year 2, we'll start the Grammar Hammer after Christmas, as we feel like the Read Write Inc should be at a stage where the children are moving on and that extra grammar is needed as well.
Okay, if we just quickly show you where to find them. Okay, so as you can see, it's all here. If I track back and go into the resource folder and then go into English, in the SPAG folder, there is a Grammar Hammer folder, okay, and it's got all stages in there. So if I quickly go on stage 3, okay, you've got all your answers, which are still the same format as before, but then you've got all your new layouts. So once you open up them, you'll see it's all really nice and clear for the children. And we've changed some of that language that's no longer applicable. Okay, if you've any questions at all, please don't hesitate to come and speak to us. We're happy to go over anything or discuss it with you separately as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.